Why? This Terrence Gangster Williams, aka OG Giggity. Let me tell y'all about a time when I first. No, I didn't. This was like I had already been in OPP, but OPP got a sign up that says "Call." And back then it was violent. Red band, we called them the Rolex watches. We used to go, which we just put on. They just put on if you had a robbery, murder, attempt murder, rape, whatever violent charge you had, you was gonna get that red band, and you was going to OPP. When I first went in there, I was a juvenile back in 1992 for homicide, and then right after that, I was non-stop from there. This one particular time, I went in there in 1994 for homicide. My name had been ringing all over, but a lot of people heard of me but never seen my face. So this particular time when I come in the door, there was some inmates that was already in the holding tank. And I remember this guy, he's like about 6'1", bald head, built, rock, like he work out, stocky guy. And he's looking at me. I come in, I'm looking back at him. So he said, well, I'm at the 17 ward. I said, yeah, I'm gangsta out the Magnolia. And he put a smirk on his face like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, I ain't no new jack. I'm just a little smaller than a guy, but I'd been through this place already. Because back then it was rough. I'm talking about it was real rough. They got it in back in the days in OPP, Old Parish Prison. The jail's connected to the courthouse. And back in the days on the B side, that's where they had the electric chair at. I actually got a chance to see where the old electric chair was still stationed up there on the B side. I had to go up there with a deputy one day to get the mattress. And I remember one day going on a rec yard, and the guy was on the rec yard. He was like, "Hey, yo, man, you better come on up to B4." So I'm like, I'm down on B1. I'm like, man, I'm good down here. Come up there. He said, man, we about to get out of here. Because it's talk around town still to this day that nobody couldn't get out of OPP. Well, I'm here to break the news. That's not correct. Because in 1994, Sean out the Lafitte, we call him Scarface Sean. He's in Angola now with a life sentence. Gerald Mercadale out the Ninth Ward. He's in Angola right now with a life sentence. They both was charged with different homicide, different cases, but they were found guilty. And I forgot there was one or two more guys that was with them. They escaped from OPP one night. So all that about you can't get out of OPP, it was a lockdown jail, it was hard to get out of there, they got up out of there. Now, they did get caught later on. They got caught, but they got caught in their hoods and around town trying to get away. Or, young and wild back then. But they escaped from OPP, Orleans Parish Prison, back in 1994. Look it up. But yeah, back then, it was rough though. It was tough, and going to OPP. And the thing that they did was crazy and messed up was they took everybody off the regular tiers and made a juvenile tier. So B1, B2, B3 was a juvenile tier. So now you had a bunch of young, ignorant boys down there fighting, repping their hoods and taking over and jacking people and doing all kind of other stuff under the sun. It was going hard. It was going down at OPP. You had to be able to survive in that thing. Right after that, I got moved up to B2. Now, while I was on B2, there were some guys out the 15 ward that to get misused on the other side. They had two sides of B2. It was an open door, open flat. So one of the guys that was on my side, on the right side of B2, requested to have his little homeboy moved over on the side by us because they was dogging him out. They was doing stuff like, if you land in the bed, they'll take some toilet paper and get on each side of the bed and wrap you up in the toilet paper like a mummy and then set it on fire. Taking the dude's commissary, they just was wilding out. So there was a guy named Pornell on my side from the 15 wall. He can rumble. Another guy named Idris out the Fisher Project was over there. There was some tough guys, they could fight, but their little homie that was on the left side, he wasn't so tough and strong, so they had to get him over where we were at. And they got him over there. So this guy at the Ninth Ward, kind of tall, like about 6'4", he caught himself trying to challenge Parnell, and Parnell beat him down so bad he told the dude, I don't want to fight no more. So the Night War had took a loss that day, and that was still brewing. It was still going down. So there was this big guy named Leroy out the 10th Ward. He used to always want to play boxing, play fighting, all that little stuff. So this particular day, I ain't feel like being bothered. All that's it, man. Don't come hitting on me. I ain't with that plan right now. So he gets mad and let D out the Night War. Used to hang out with me too. So we two small youngsters up there, but we didn't feel like all the horse playing that day. So they served red beans that day. And we used to always go up front and skip the line. So a big Leroy was mad this day. He like, hey, La Gangsta La D, y'all better not skip that effing line. Man, what? Went up there, got the thing, so now he want to fight. So I'm like, well, let's go, let's get it. So him and I get to fighting. As we fighting, I backed up to the wall, kind of hit my head, and he stopped. And over to on the left side was Money, who's in Angola now. He was like, you better fight him. Dude was he was a big dude, but I looked over my homie and said, you better fight him. I got to go. And the dude was talking crazy. Yeah, we could take it to the streets and all that, right? I take it to the streets. Man, you do better about this fighting in here and leaving it alone. So I charged him again. We were to run. He dropped his head. And in jail, when we come up, when you drop your head fighting, that's called Duck City, D.C. You don't want to fight a person when they drop their head because we call them bolo. They could just drop their head and throw a wild lick and hit you and knock you out. Knock a teeth out your mouth or something, Then the D jumped in and stole off on him. So Parnell out the 15 was like, hey, man, y'all ain't going to jump him. So now a few guys at the 7th Ward, their brother, he deceased at the 9th Ward. They got together, jumped on the dudes at the 15th Ward with the knife play. But me and Idris was cool from juvenile jail. So I was like, nah, y'all leave him alone. He cool. They good people. But we all, when the people came up, 4 of us wound up going to the hole. Now, mind you, I ain't had nothing to do with the fight. That gang fight they had. I went to the hole for a tattoo they had put on me. They put me in the hole behind a tattoo, man. They was doing some petty stuff back then. That's when I met my co-defendant, who I was cool with until this year. He was laying in a cell with his little boxing drawers on, and the deputy told him to make sure he get on us. And so Stan out the Night War went in the cell with his homie, and his homie told him what the deputy had told him to do to us when we came out, because we were some young juvenile that was wild on the tip. But like I tell everybody, and I'm going to say it right here, there's 4 things that I'm scared of. That's God, AIDS, crack, and penis. I'm scared to death of it. So you ain't got to never worry about OG Giggity getting humped by another man. That ain't going to happen. I'm not going to indulge in no homosexual activity, so y'all can forget about it. That ain't going to happen. And I ain't never been took in jail, never been took on the street, and I'm not going to start it. It's not going to happen. Hey, man, that's just what it is. So whoever had it in mind thinking, oh, OG Giggity going to swing this way, nah. Only thing I used to swing with that tool. I'm talking about the one with them little men come out the front, the fireball. But now I'm on my couch, relaxing. I got to get me a lazy boy, though. I don't live that life no more. I denounce the streets. It's over for me. I done gave up my stepping days. I lost my stripes, however they put it. But I'm free. I'm free. I'm happy to be free. I'm just sharing y'all my life events and stories that I've been through. So I don't want you all to go through it, because you might not be fortunate how I was. The stuff I've been through, stuff I did, and I have seen. Y'all know the mottos. Let's say no to the drug. Let's stop the violence. Put these guns down. Let's help this at-risk youth. Got the non-profit. They need us. Well, want to help out? It's all good. You can help out. Don't, that's still good too, because I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep pushing. God blessing me to get to this money, and I'm going to show love with it. I'm out. Wow.